Well, hi, and welcome to the Struggle podcast. I'm Christopher, and I'm your host for the first episode ever on this podcast, which is pretty cool because I have been wanting to do not you say this exactly like a podcast, but do something creative like a YouTube video or just making YouTube videos, doing a business. I did try to do a business, but now I decided to a podcast. And the first episode is going to be a kind of a intro to what is this going to be about, who am I, how is this going to happen, and such things. So first, the name, the struggle. I had a few names coming in and out through this. The ones that I was actually almost going with was the struggle of existing, which I found was pretty interesting because I have been toggling some things lately about struggle. And I, I firstly Googled the struggle of existing podcast to see if there was anything like it. There wasn't. But what I think was pretty funny was the thing that came up was a chapter from Charles Darwin's book about evolution theory, which was called, I think it was the third chapter of his book, which was called "The Struggle for Existence," which was something in the lines of that species fight against each other for resources, territory, and all sorts of things. Which I was like, well, that's pretty cool because it's not exactly what we're fighting for these days. I mean, some people do, I guess, in this time, but I think what most people fight for these days is, the struggle for what you should do with your life. What am I supposed to do? What is the meaning of all this? What is the meaning of me and my life? So I think that was quite interesting. But I scrapped that idea, the struggle of existing, because I think it was maybe a bit too gloomy. So I just stuck with the struggle, which I think is short, is precise, and it's not so much to talk about, um, blame a lot of things and give some hate and negativity to a lot of things. This is about talking about, well, the example of how I have struggled through my life and what I have done to, I don't know, not say struggle less, but to struggle with different things and being more okay with the struggles that I have, and how you might can be able to implement it in your life. So that's kind of the idea, to talk about different subjects about health, self improvement, some philosophical and psychological concepts to, you know, how the human brain works and how you can, you know, what you say, how you can use this information to your advantage. So that's a bit about the idea, and so a bit about me. As I said, I have struggled a lot in my life. And actually just sitting here recording this, it's a major win for me. And I can't say how much it actually means to me to just be able to sit here and actually just talk. I tried some, what you say, tests before I did this episode, where I tried to speak, and I was so shy. I was just sitting, what to do, what to say. But I don't know what happened, but now it just comes to me, which is pretty cool. It's pretty awesome, I gotta say. um I say a lot, I can hear. Hope that's gonna be better with time, we'll see. I'm also looking a lot out the window because I'm a bit nervous. But of course, if you just listen to it, you can't see all these things, which is kind of cool. But I have both. I have decided to both include both a audio version and a video version, because it is actually pretty simple to do both at the same time, or at least I thought until I start working with it, and it was more complicated than I thought actually. But it's up, it works. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty cool. Um, so back to me. I have struggled a lot in my life with myself. I have for the oh, no, not so much more, but for the majority of my life, I have not liked myself. I have not thought me good enough or worth of anything, but being like, I don't like myself. I cannot do anything. I'm not good at anything, and the sort of that. I don't do that. I do it a few times. It's compared to how it has been years ago. It's nothing like it has been. Trust me. But of course, I don't think you can live a life where these thoughts never occur. It's gonna happen. But there are ways that you can have these things happen less, I think, because I am an example of that. And I have seen on the wide web a lot of examples where people have gone from living lives where they didn't like their job, they didn't like their self, to living lives where they actually feel pretty good about themselves, loving what they're doing, and so on. And there are so many things out there you can try and do to live a good life, so to say. I have tried many. I have searched for many, and I have found some that I think are pretty cool and that I like a lot, and have helped me a lot. And I would like to share with you all these things that I have learned, and hopefully you can learn some too. Um, so, how are we going to do this? I thought about this, and I was like, okay, how can I come up with this message in a good way? Because of course I could talk about what I have done and what I have experienced and so forth. But I thought, nah, that sounds kind of boring. Of course, during the episodes and so on, I of course will give examples of myself and what I have experienced and so on. But I think I thought of a way that I think was pretty fun, which was to make a fictional character, and his name is Bob. And I'm gonna call him in in a few moments, and then he's gonna tell us what's going on in his life and what his problems are, and he's gonna come to me, and I'm gonna say, Bob, I'm so glad you came to me because I can help you. I can help you become. No, let's just we'll hear what Bob has to say. Okay, so Bob is gonna come in, and this is gonna be the saga of Bob and how he's gonna start his journey down self improvement. And oh my, does he have a journey in for him? So Bob comes to me and he says, Christopher, man, you need to help me. I don't know what to do with my life. I don't like myself. I hate everything. All I do is just go to work, and then I go down and I just see. I play video games. I see television, TV shows, everything, and I just hate myself, and I hate the way I do. I just want something to change. So as you can hear, Bob is he's a bit out of himself. He don't really know where to go or what to do. So I would say to him, Bob, I'm so glad that you came to me. I have things to do. I have things to tell you how you can improve. But I'm gonna tell you, and this is serious, you're not gonna like what you're gonna hear. And it's gonna be hard. I'm telling you. But there's a big but here. The effort will be so much worth it that you don't want to come back to where you are right now. And you will never think about this life that you have. It would be like you have lived this life up until this point, and now there's a whole new life. So that sounds pretty dramatic, but that's just the way I feel. So I think that it is that you can be able to feel that too, Bob. Like that you have gotten a second chance for life. So what we're going to start with, Bob, we're not gonna do so much today. I'm just gonna do a little, what you say, cliffhanger to what we're gonna to talk about in our next session, Bob. And what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about, okay, Bob, you say you don't like what you're at. Then I would like to hear from you. What will be the things you should have to do, or just no? Let me try and rephrase that. You say you don't like to be where you're at right now. So what will make so that you will like yourself, like where you are, like life, and so on? Is it a new job? Is it starting to the gym and working out? Is it losing weight? Is it starting some new business or something like that? Or is it to get a girlfriend? I don't know. So I'm curious to hear Bob what he has to say next time. And I can also ask you, what do you think would improve your life where you are at now? Is it more time? That's a big one. Infinite money? That's also a big one. Or just what is it in your life right now that you're struggle with the most, and what would be the thing that you're like, oh man, if I was just famous and had a lot of money and so many followers, a big career, would that be it to make you happy? I'm just asking. I'm curious. So a little thing upon that is that I think that is actually way less than many people think that can make you happy. And as I said before, it might be something that you don't want to hear, but I promise you, there are some things that you would like to hear as well. But it's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be your day to day. This is life changing. If you choose to do as Bob and take up the challenge, so to say. So I think that's pretty exciting. And I actually think that was it for this part. So next time, we're going to talk a bit more about Bob. We're going to talk about vision, goals, dreams, where do you want to go, good. And yeah, talk about those things, like examples of these things, and talk a bit about what I would say could be good visions, goals, dreams, and etc. Um, but I guess that's it for now. So until next time, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm not sure right now how you can send them to me. I guess through Instagram or comment through YouTube video. I think you can comment on, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and so on. I saw you could on Spotify at least. So try and make a comment uh, anywhere where you see or hear to the episode. Make a comment, add a question. I don't understand a thing that you say, can you explain it? I will try. And if I do not answer, I'm gonna answer the comment. I think I will. But if it's a good question that would be relevant to answer on an episode, I could potentially bring it in. I might do so because I think that would be very engaging for listeners to, hear their questions and get them answered directly. Um, so, yeah, I think that's it. And of course, if you just have a comment about that's so cool, please, I want to know more. Let me know more, please. I want to. Feel free to do so. But I guess that's gonna be it for now. So I'm just gonna say thank you for listening to this first episode. I have no clue about. Okay, I have a clue about how long it's been. Good. And we'll see you next time. And have a good time until then. Bye.